Pattaya City Expats Club is a non-profit social organisation and our speakers are volunteers. The club as such assumes no responsibility or liability for the professional reputation of or the quality of services provided by the speaker today.
This is France from the Pattaya City Expat Club. This is my friend. This is my friend Jonathan, who actually, he was writing emails to me when I was in Vienna, and he did not to tell me about sexy things happening in Pattaya. So what sexy things did you write to me about?
Okay, well, this book is a series of emails at the beginning, which are factual, they are real, and then it goes on into fiction. But what I had to write about at the beginning was I had to write about lots of incidents in the bars, which would actually stimulate Franz and make him feel like returning to Pattaya.
Yes, because my libido in Vienna is very low, because there is no stimulation in Vienna with the fat Viennese women there. But you could write very sexy things about how you were doing naughty things with women, with breaking condoms.
Yeah, that was the idea, and in fact you wrote to me, Franz, quite a lot about all these ladies you were meeting on your dating sites in Austria, and they all seemed to me to be not suitable, but I'm almost sure you found one to your liking.
Why do you think this?
Well, because you never wrote to me again after a certain moment.
It's because you're starting to write the boring stories and not tell me about doing naughty things with women with no clothes.
No, it's not about that. I'm sure because other people have confirmed that you never returned, because actually I think you were a bit frightened of Pattaya, because when you were here you got very ill really, and you actually told me that in your drunkenness and paranoia you imagined you were very, very down, and that you carried certain illnesses back to Austria, which you then had to get cured of for a few months.
This is because he not warned me that the ladies here are very naughty. You not tell me these things. And this book, is it funny? Is this funny book?
Well, it's meant to be funny, but I sometimes fail to be funny. But it is funny in a certain sense, and it is farcical. It's maybe a farce rather than a comedy. Do you understand the difference between farce and comedy?
Yes, is a far better thing I do. You go faster, you go fast.
I think that Franz is giving away his IQ here.
So I want to know. So at one stage, the British tried to close Pattaya.
Certainly, fictionally, the British came here in the form of a social worker attached to a cook, and they found a lot of Pattaya lawless, and they wanted to change it, if not close it down.
I think it has too many laws. That's what I think. So how can the people who are listening to our most informative talk be buying your book?
Well, first of all, you can forget about Franz here. Because he doesn't represent the book really. No, Franz represents the book. You should buy the book because it is actually a serious but farcical and funny book about Pattaya, in which I explore why Pattaya punters are unreliable and why some of them go mad and why they tend to end up a bit like Franz, having to have total abstinence, because I think Franz took a conscious decision, and you could verify this if you were Franz, he actually took a conscious decision not to come back to Pattaya to protect himself and maybe to protect his other life in Austria.
Yes, because some people could say, come in Pattaya, I can handle Pattaya, but some people come here, they go mad, they cannot handle, it's all too much for them, they drink too much, eh?
Well, that's
they give away all their money to naughty women.
Well, there's financial ruin in Pattaya, there's being conned, but I do mention that alcohol is a recreational drug, and that after only 2 drinks you start to change, and one of the ways...
For the better.
Well, this is an example of the better, Franz, without alcohol. And one of the ways you change is you lose your inhibitions, and the other way is you actually depress your central nervous system so that you can do remarkable things.
Remarkable. This is what I did. And even if they are not remarkable, when you're on alcohol, it feels so very remarkable that you are so doing. I sing much better. Suddenly I drink, I sing better. I look more handsome when I drink.
I think I want to clarify towards the end of this talk that Ren Lexander is impersonating France. He's doing it fairly well. And this was a man whom I knew fairly well and whom I considered a friend. But he, in the end, he let me down, as many people let many people down in Pattaya.
Well, it's a very interesting talk from very interesting book. And meanwhile, I hope you will be enjoying the talk, which is going to be on YouTube along with the interview. Many thanks to Jonathan for making my whole naughty life public on the book. But it was a fun talk to have. And I will be saying goodbye from France and Pattaya City Expat Club. And Jonathan wants to have last word always.
I always want to have the last word, yes. And thank you, France, for not beating me up because I made your public life public, your private life public.
So until next week, this is France and Jonathan from Pattaya City Expat Club.
Goodbye.